Willie D Live.
I remember growing up in New York, being some Brooklyn cats in the park trying to chasing me and my brother to the train station. Well, that's how it was. These dudes, some hoods will whoop your butt, but most of the time you get that respect, which was great growing up in New York, when you were a baller. But nowadays, the city's a little different. Them young boys ain't going for that. They don't care who you are. You're getting stuck up.
I never see any type of scandalous stuff about you or Gina. I never see, any type of altercations and stuff like that, all that type of stuff. Has there been times where somebody, like, I know you can handle yourself and all that stuff, but if there have been times where somebody said something about Gina and you like, hey, don't let this basketball title fool you, I'll beat the brakes off you.
No question. But Gina's such a good girl. It's just me being out in the bar and people saying slick shit. I mean, see my friend, slick stuff sometimes. And then New York Haitian come out of me. My wife, my temper is quick. She has more patience. She's from Santa Barbara, laid back. I'm from New York. We react.
Give me an example of something somebody would say, something slick.
I never really got nothing in with Gina, but dudes would just say some silly stuff, man, be hating. You know what I'm saying? What you doing out? Don't you got a game tomorrow? You a bird, you ain't nothing, Dudes just say stupid stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Jealous, just jealousy. Yeah. What you doing out of? Y'all done lost 3 games in a row. Don't you supposed to be in bed, Like, I'm a grown man. What you worrying about what I'm doing? That's the thing I don't like. People always worry about what you doing. What are you doing?
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about being out. Let's talk about being out, because that's a big deal.
It
is. That's a big deal when you lose 3 games in a row and somebody look around and they see you partying right next to them. Like, hey, in our minds, we thinking, shit, man, you need to be at the gym practicing on your jump shot. Like, why are you out here kicking it? Like, walk us through the thought process of a professional player who may have struggled in a game or a few games, and now he's at the club fresh off a loss. Walk us through what the mindset of that is coming into the club, and don't you got to know that somebody's going to have a problem.
Of course. But, guys,
but why go?
Absolutely right. Sometimes you want to de-stress. Some guys just, that's what they do, to go out and de-stress. And especially knowing right after a game, knowing you don't have a game the next day, you just probably have practice. But some guys just like to do that. I can't name guys, but there's some guys who just knew how to burn both candles. But when game time was on, they was ready to hoop. Some guys can do that, some guys can't. So you're right. If right now, especially, we grew up well with no social media, so we sort of can get out without really hearing about nothing. Now, if you get out like with Ja Morant flashing, you can't do nothing now, boy.
And then if you do hear something, you can say it wasn't me.
Exactly.
Because nobody had camera phones and all that.
We had
stuff.
it out back in our day, Will. That's what I used to say, nah. Because everybody always say me and Ron Harper look alike. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, it wasn't me. It was Ron. Yeah. Ron, every time I see Ron Harper, he said, Mary, they always say, I said, Ron, they always tell me I'm you. But I'm like, it wasn't me. But I always felt I needed just to get out sometime as a player just to detox instead of being home thinking about the game, knowing I don't have a game the next day. Mm-hmm. Always never really went out before I had a game because, I always had the toughest defense assignment, especially playing Michael Jordan. I know I ain't going out to the club, though. I'm going Glenn Rice, Jamal Mashburn. I got to be in bed, getting my rest guarding these boys.